Hello and welcome to another edition of The Unconventional Grower on plot 14, somewhere in the big wide world. Today we're up on the plot doing a bit of a water and picking one or two of the chickpeas. Let's get to it. So just over in the chickpea area, we've got a number of these pods now. Some of them have already started to kind of go a little bit dried out. As you can see there, that's quite hard. We could probably do something with them, but for now what I'm going to do is just harvest all of these, or as many as possible, to get as many of these harvested before we go away on our hollybobs. And right, I'll get some of those picked. So I've now got the chickpeas harvested. There's one or two smaller ones that's left on. There's one there, but the rest of them now are just little shells basically. There's not much on them. So what we'll do now is the return of the shoe. Well, that's an interesting discovery. I'm sure we put the shoe over here on the last video. Oh no, look at this. We've got its friend. There we go. Well, where was we? We were watering. We're going to walk down to the water and got distracted by the other shoe. There you go. We didn't see that the other day when we were up. Yep, just on watering in the bottom bed. So I'm going to relocate this now up into this bed here for a second. Just going to put that on like that. I'm gonna harvest this courgette before it becomes any bigger. Otherwise we're going to end up with a pretty hefty marrow on his hands, and we tend not to do much with them, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to try and pop this up. We've got a couple of specimens there, pumpkins. We know we've got a couple more inside, so I'm going to get these box houses open and start getting these watered. So we've got the water on now in this middle box house. Whilst that's doing its thing, I'm going to have a little experiment. So as you know from the past videos, our potatoes have, well, perished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little experiment. I know I'm not going to shift this anytime soon, this compost that's here. And we know how good it is at growing potatoes because it does pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a few into here, then I'll give it a water and see if we can get a late showing of potatoes. So what I've done now is just dug and loosened some of this compost. It's really quite dry, so I'm going to give this a dousing in a minute. Another interesting discovery is over here. We've got obviously the thornless blackberry, but as it's come down, this branch has come down into the compost and it's now taken root, which is quite interesting. And I've got a nice place where that can go, but I'm not going to do that, move that today. That's for when we're back. Now I have brought some kitchen scrap potatoes up that again, because we're going away, we're not going to do anything with these. Some of them are already starting to sprout. So what I'm going to do is just bury some of those in fact all of them, and and then come through and give them the water. So I've given the new potato bed, temporary potato bed, a water, as well as the avocado, and that should see that through a little bit. Now I've just got the final bit of watering to conclude, and that will be it. So thank you for watching. Join us again soon.